We have so many updates. Do you want to travel to the United States? You want travel, go US. Anyone who wants to travel to the US, please, this is for you. This is for you. You have to listen very carefully. Um, and we'll be talking about the global news as well, 5 minutes global news today. And also talking to you about our upcoming show on Thursday, the No Distance Dating Show, our dating show. We need you to be a part of it. And so let's get right to it. Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Nnamdi, and let's just play around. For those that want to travel to the US, now this is one of the requirements the United States government wants from you. I don't think it's for every country, but mostly for Nigerians. So if you're a Nigerian, you want to go to the US, you're a professional, whatever it is that you want to travel to the US. Now, you are required to do this one thing. You're required to drop your username. Yes, you heard that right. Your social media username. And guess what? They can use your IP to track other accounts you're using, your legit accounts, your, illegal account, whatever it is you're doing. So you got to be very careful. And my advice for people out there is start developing a legit life. Very crucial in the long run. Now, when you fill the form, the visa form and everything, you go for interviews, you're required now to drop your username on all your social media accounts. So all the accounts where you use, you guys drop them. Now, why do they need this? You'll be asking yourself, why do they need this thing now? There's so many perceptions that have been going on that the US and some other European countries should pay back, the people should pay, the visa fees of those people they denied, because it's a business. Visa, coming to a country, spending money is a business. It's business. It's money. You're spending your money there. You're going to work, so you're exchanging your energy there. So some countries are coming up to say they come into our countries without paying, more. But now, if they deny your visa, then they have to pay you back. So many people are actually saying this in Africa, actually. In Africa. So what they want to know with this new requirement is just simple. I think they want to know exactly who is entering their country. Number two, they want to know your perception of realities and of their countries. Do you feel that the United States is not doing a good job? They are bullies, they are this, they are that. Do you support other countries' initiative or ideas about them? What is your own perception of the US? Oh, are you saying, when I come to the US and what I would do if what I go do for there? My God, nobody go see him. I go look for this one. I go look for this one. I go do this one. I go do. They want to see these things. And trust me, Facebook, Instagram, X, all these things most of them are US-based companies. So they can request, like if they want to know more details, maybe perhaps you deleted some pictures and some comments or some posts, they can request the company to delete. Do you think when you delete your post, one thing we make mistakes, we think when we delete our post, that it's been deleted in their system, in the company system, in our life. If you bring your post out anytime, everything you did say, remember, these guys, they're going to space to mount satellites and to mount storage systems. Storage systems, you cannot exhaust it. There's nothing you do. There's no videos you post that would exhaust the kind of storage systems that all these platforms have. So all the posts you've made, everything you've made from day one is intact. That's just it. So they want to know exactly who's entering the country. For those people who are traveling to the US now, if you're just joining in, remember, this is Nnamdi, and we're having a 5-minute global news right now. And we're talking about the US, the new requirements for the US visa for African countries, mostly Nigeria. If you want to travel, this is the requirement at this point. You must submit your username. They want to check all your social media accounts to see what you're doing. So you have to be careful with what you're doing. Okay. Now, they want to review your social life. You understand now? Person go there online, they talk different nonsense. your come life, you get different life for your normal life. But online, your life online is just abnormal. You are there doing different things, showing your fake lifestyle. Now, those fake lifestyle is what they want to do. They want to check if you're living a fake lifestyle or if you're living an actual life, and they want to see you're consistent. Or is it that you come to the embassy and you act like you are holy wedge, and then you now go to the US and you now turn to lion? They want to know these things, so they want to review your social life. Very important. I don't blame them. Shetibo, I don't blame them. Shotiye, because they have to be secured as well. People are entering the United States with different, motives, so they have to be very careful. So by doing that, is to review your social life. From that, then they'll ask you questions to review your actual life. Then they'll merge it together to give, to say if you're successful or not to come into the country or not. All right. So I thought for me, the third one is to assess your perception of realities and of the United States. Some persons don't like US. Some people don't like the US based on how, they're superpower, they have power over everything. US is a superpower, bro. US is just too strong. There's no country on the face of the earth ever since God created this world that have ever been in the level of the US. Even Egypt, Nubia. Egypt, when they had all the superpowers and everything, Egypt had supernatural powers, obviously. At a point, their leaders, the pharaohs and all these people, they had supernatural powers. They were making use of, esoteric powers. Even the US at this point too is making use of that, because you have to combine light and dark, for the actual human being. You have to combine both physical power and spiritual power to govern and to rule the world. Now, but no country has ever been like the US. No country has ever attained the level of the United States. Very, very crucial, very important. Okay, so hold on, guys, I'm coming. You understand? So this is just one of the things we need to be, and we have to be so very careful with that. So if you want to travel to the US, you better be careful. You better be careful. You better be careful. Okay? Now, but if you don't have any shady business, for those that don't have anything shady, they're just living their life, they're saying their opinion online. I mean, the US is they are not like the founding fathers of free speech, but they are. You can never call countries that have actually supported free speech more than the US. US has actually been behind free speech, that everybody has the right to speak. You understand? So that's just it. All right. So that's one of the announcements. If you're traveling to the US, remember to keep your affairs together. Keep your affairs together. Very important. All right. So now yesterday, the US President Donald Trump. I think one of the ways, if you want to meet the president Donald Trump, one of the ways that you can get his attention is give him just the prism. The best president of the world, the first leader of the global world, the leader of the free world. There is no like you. No president is like you. The guy will swell up. I think he likes that so much. And guess who knows the trick? Yes, guess who knows the trick very well? The Russian president. He knows the trick. He knows how to go around it. I think both of them, both the presidents, US president and Russian president, they have this unique relationship that I just hope and pray that the country, the actual country, in the US, Democrat and Republican, in Russia, all of their parties there, they just learn how to coexist peacefully. Peacefully. They just learn how to coexist peacefully. Just so, because when you do that, you won't have a staunch enemy. The history of the United States and Russia is just so deep. They fought together in World War II. They won the war together. Russia actually fought properly and more in the World War II. But still, after the World War II, they started having this Cold War. The Cold War caused that demarcation. Although there were two rising powers trying to take over the world. Soviet Union at that point was trying to be the superpower. US also was trying to be the superpower. So United States had to merge together. United States. Those states are countries in the US. United countries. The actual truth about US is that, when you're wondering, is this like New York is like Lagos? You are lying. New York is like Johannesburg. You are lying. California is like Jos. You are lying. Don't deceive yourself. California is like Nigeria. The GDP of California is bigger than Nigeria. The GDP of New York is bigger than Nigeria. So each state in the United States is like a country. It's a country, actually. So they decided to come together, United Countries of America. So because they can't say United Countries, because it gives the wrong perception. So I have to say United States. So the US, Washington becomes the federal, governing every other country or state, So the US is as strong as Russia back then, Soviet Union, but Soviet Union had enough countries together. They were so big. The Baltic states was there with them. Ukraine was there with them. Many of Finland was, I don't know, but many countries were actually there with Soviet Union. They were too big. They were inventing big things. So, but it just happened that they couldn't hold themselves together. Now, this is the history between the US and stuff. So, when they couldn't hold themselves together than the Soviet Union, so they collapsed. The US was still stronger after the war. They were stronger. They were building the economy so much. And they had money to spend. Now, one of the greatest things they did was to impose the dollar on petrodollar, where you buy oil, you buy with dollar. And the dollar entered the global market. It cemented their space and their position. And the US became the superpower with time. They grew the military, the economy, every single thing. They expanded their reach. The US now currently have almost, 750 bases around the world. In every continent, the US has 1 or 2 bases around there. And military personnel is there. So the US is just the real superpower of the world. So Russia right now, representing Soviet Union, does not really have those reach. They don't have the economic power. Their money is not out there in the world. I've never touched Russian money, but I've touched dollar. Do you understand that now? So, but the relationship, I guess they were just like two brothers, or two human beings who are trying to fight for one position. I mean, you technically want to be like a politics, two people fighting for one position, like the governorship or the president. You want to hate yourself. You see what happened with Kamala Harris with Donald Trump, or what happened with Nigerian president with his own counterpart and stuff like that. Yeah, you want to hate yourself. But after the election, when you win, you just have to try to coexist together, because you need to lead everybody. So the United States, I love what Donald Trump is doing, bringing the Russians together, bringing everybody together, not just building enemy, but building friends. But yes, you must know your enemy, but you must keep them close, right? That's one of the greatest things. And the US, they know that. So they're doing a great job for that. So anyways, now the United States president had a meeting with the Russian counterpart a few days ago, and they had discussed about everything. Russia hadn't really met with him for a long time. They've had conversations on the phone, but not physical. So now it was evident that Trump is the one to create peace of the world. Trump should be given. Now, I endorse Trump for a global peace prize. Yes, I endorse him because he has done a great job. He has done a great job. He's been an advocate for peace. Now we should give it to him. So he invited him, and the Russian president had to tell him everything that Russia needs. And Russia has been open for negotiation, but I think European Union is just supporting Ukraine for something. So they don't want Russia to win and expand. Because the more Russia wins the war, expand, put nuclear weapons and stuff, it's all to the detrimental stuff on Europe and America as well. But for them to stop the war now, create peace, Yes, there will be land swapping. There's no way you can avoid land swapping. So Ukrainian president is now receiving the what do they call it now? The mandate that yes, your land will be swapped to Russia. Russia has conquered what? I think Russia occupies almost 20% of Ukrainian land. That's a huge amount. But they won't take all the 20%. So the agreement will be that Russia might take 10% and give back 10%. Fair. Okay, so yesterday, the US president had a meeting with European countries, France, UK, Finland, the EU, the woman that's governing, I say Ursula, something like that. And NATO leader was there. Germany was there as well. Was it Italy as well? Yeah, it was there. So all these countries are the ones supporting Ukraine, and Ukrainian president too was there. Volodymyr Zelensky was there as well. Zelensky, well, I mean, anybody can be a president, it's your country, but he lacked so many things. There's so many, one thing about receiving too much advice from people, it affects your own personal thought processes. When this one calls you and say, do this, do this, do this, do this, you're always receiving, you might not really get the chance to see the actual picture of what is going on, because you're envisioning what other people are telling you, and that's wrong. So they had the meeting, and all they were talking about was security guarantees for Europe and security guarantees for Ukraine. So now everybody wants security guarantee. And guess what the security guarantees they were talking about? Article 5, NATO's Article 5, which is attack Ukraine, all NATO would come. That's technically being a part of NATO. Russia would not agree. One of the highest member of Russia, I think, he said something yesterday. He said, if Ukraine would get the Article 5 security guarantees, then how about Russia? Russia needs security guarantees too, like NATO. So if anybody attacks Russia, NATO should fight for Russia. What is good for the goons is good for the ganja, right? So I think the Article 5 security guarantees would not be accepted by Donald Trump. He will never be accepted. So the only thing they would do is that Russia would have to sign a paper stating that they would not initiate any form of invasion again on Ukraine or any part of Europe under the notion of they want to do it. But if they discover that a particular country in Europe is against their own security, they have facts, and they have tabled this in the UN, tabled this in other international bodies, and there is no attempt to stop that country invading Russia or trying to fight Russia, then Russia can defend themselves. I think that should be something that is doable. It's that easy. Russia would not just wake up in the morning and say, oh, we have to take up Ukraine or Finland. Yes, Finland have like a long border. That's what Finland president was saying yesterday. They have a long border of how many kilometers with Russia. So they're afraid Russia can swallow them up in a day. But Finland now is a part of NATO, I think, yeah? A new member of NATO. So Article 5 covers them. But that doesn't mean that Russia cannot use nuclear weapons to fuck them up. Sorry for the words, but that's just it. So what we're looking at now is a security guarantee that sits well with both Russia, Ukraine, Europe, and the US, where everybody maintains their position. So if this deal is sealed, I believe that in the next 20 years, there will be peace in the world, mostly coming from Russia. Russia would now have to focus on their military, with the experience they've had, build up different military gadgets, their economy and stuff like that. Now, the next phase of this global war is China and Taiwan. But that's not for today. That's not for today. China and Taiwan. Okay? All right. So that's just it. So my own point of view, like I said, is this, that it's better to have a security guarantee that covers everybody. Everybody stay your lane. If you feel like this one is trying to attack you, reports to these people, and these people are mandated, this international organization will be mandated to listen to any country that reports about any possible attack from any other country. Russia has been reporting this. Ukrainian have been harboring this. The US has been doing this. This is biochemical lab. That the Ukrainian are killing Russian citizens in Ukraine. This and that. Russians have been saying this for a long time, but nobody listens to them. Russia have been reporting that NATO is expanding to the east, and they say they will not expand to the east. Nobody listens to them. Now that is the reason why they invaded Ukraine. That's what we know. I don't know if there's another thing, but that's what. So situations like this should be carefully examined and swiftly responded to. Yes, it should be. It should be, to stop the possible futuristic war. And Africa, please, African countries should be learning from this, how to resolve issues beforehand. We have terrorist group in Sahel's region. We have terrorist group in Nigerian northern part. We have terrorist group in Ghanaian northern part. We have terrorist group coming from the back of Africa, from Sahara Desert, coming in, trained by foreign missionaries to attack and create instability in African countries. Still, we know the people that are funding this terrorist group. Still, we cannot lay these issues out there. Yes, we need to learn from what is going on with Russia and Ukraine and the global war. Like, Africa needs to be involved in global politics. Africans need to be involved in global politics, big time. Now, who are the ones sponsoring this war? Burkina Faso is having all these things going. We know the country sponsoring this war because they kicked them out from Burkina Faso. Now they're sponsoring this terrorist group, so there won't be stability in the country. Now, Ibrahim, the president of Burkina Faso, should present something to UN. This is our fact. We know these people. We have apprehended 20 persons and they have confessed that this is the country sponsoring them. We need them to stop ASAP. And UN should act immediately. Not just UN, African Union should be the first to receive that. ECOWAS, all these bodies should be effective. They do nothing. I don't understand. They should be effective. The next phase of Africa, what's the next phase of Africa? Are we still selling our uranium, selling our oil, selling our stuff, and we don't use it to enrich ourselves? That's what we do. We just sell things. The politicians are getting the money, and they're sending it to the military personnel. You know, the plan, actual plan for a United States or countries of Africa. There's no actual plan for united resources of Africa. There's no actual plan for united force of Africa. There's no actual plan for united ideas of Africa. There's no actual plan for united freedom of Africa. There's none. There's none. There's none. So, well, let this. I think this is like going too much, but we have too much to say, you know. But we don't have to make it too big. But it's just crazy when we keep waking up to different suffering and lifestyle. And some countries are super rich. European countries, top dogs are super rich. Why are they rich? Check stats, check facts. Most of these rich billionaires you see, they're founding fathers, their ancestors have had dealings, and they still have dealings, and the money is still popping, and you think it's just one business or two business or one inventions, you know. But yes, inventions happen, but most of these dealings are still coming from Africa. They still have, Africa need to review a couple of letters that European people, countries that invaded Africa wrote to us, and they are still working with it. UK, Nigeria need to review all the letters, everything that the UK have on us. We need to review the letters and come to a conclusion. Our politicians need to do something to say, okay, we need to lessen the suffering of our people. We have the resources, but we are obeying the laws, the commandments that they gave to us. So they are taking the resources, and why the people are not getting anything. So we need to review that to lessen our suffering. So let someone be bold enough, you know, going into politics in Nigeria or Africa, you guys need to be bold. But most politicians are not bold. Money makes them bold. police and armies around them makes them bold. But the ideas they have is not bold. Their mandates are not bold. African leaders. We need to review the letters. The letters that before they left, when the UK government officially left Nigeria, what letter did we sign? Nnamdi Azikiwe and Coles. What did we sign? What did we sign? That Nigeria, yes, would govern themselves, but the resources would come. Like, what did we sign? We need to know these things. Stop hiding it. What did we sign? So we'll know how these young ones will start learning from these things to see how they can renegotiate. You have to renegotiate. You don't have to just stay on the line and say, I have to be obeying. Russia and Ukraine, they have to go negotiate, renegotiate. Rwanda and Uganda, whatever country that was fighting that President Trump solved their issue, they had to go there to White House to renegotiate. There's no atom of peace that doesn't come with negotiation. There's no atom of success that doesn't come with negotiation. Even for you to be employed in the office, they'll ask you, how much are you, when you submit your CV and you write, I want to be paid so amount of money in your letter, they'll ask you, okay, you want to be paid 500,000 every month and 300,000 for upkeeps. Okay, that's 800,000 every month. Okay, they know that the job you're doing, you'll be doing a great job. Like your resumes are okay. Now, if the company want to say, okay, let's start with 600, they will tell you, how about we start with something a bit lesser, not too less, but something we can see how you work and we can grow from there. You're like, no, that's 800. You have to negotiate with them. That's life. African leaders are just folding their arms without negotiation, without renegotiation. We're just there still going around circles, suffering. Nobody's negotiating. Before you elect any person again, they must tell us, would you negotiate to these invaders for them to give us, at least allow some certain things to be happening in Africa? Dangote built a refinery. Yes, he built a refinery. Fuel from 1,000 is down to 900. I don't know if I should give it to Dangote or if I should give it to the current regime. I'm giving it to the current regime. I'm giving it to the current president, Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thank you so much, sir. Please let it come down. Please let it come down. People are suffering. Let it come down to 500, to 200, sir. Let it come down. Let the price of things be so affordable that people will not even like. Let it come down. In a time for election or time for campaign, most candidates, they go around promising you stuff. Because now, I don't blame the politicians. They come, they tell you, I'm going to build this road that connects here. I'm going to give you guys job. I'm going to build this company. I'm going to bring companies from abroad. I'm going to make sure that they're telling you what they will do. They're telling you the mandates, what they want to do. If it's a lie or not, I don't care. But it's on you, the citizens, to know your rights, to question them, right questions. You need to know the right questions, to question the politicians, to question their mandates, for them to explain, how would you bring these foreign companies? What are the benefits of these foreign companies? Is it for them to come employ us and give us peanuts and take our resources back there, or for us to build our own companies? We have people, bright minds, who have bright ideas. Question their mandates. They would now have to go back to say, that's true. Okay, instead of bringing China company here, or Russian company here, or the United States company here, or UK company here, why not look for people that have great ideas, invest in them, or take them to the countries abroad to learn more, bring them back, put them in the right place? Is that not better than bringing companies over here? Now, okay, food are very expensive, and we have to be importing rice. Why would you import rice? Why not go to Abakaliki and other states that have rice? So when you're preaching about food are high, we will have to open our borders. Open our borders for what? We have land. Why not invest heavily in equipment and invest heavily in farmers' lifestyle, so the farmers will start having cars and good houses? Then farming would be enticing to the young ones. They're like, okay, when I grow up, I want to have my own big acres of farm. Make land ownership easy. Is that not the way to go? But we don't question their mandates. We just like, hey, yeah, we're gonna have a job. You guys are we just keep going around circles. And we hope that God, you see, Africa, we just the good church too much. We don't go church, with the hopes that God will solve our problem. That God will solve our problem. That God will solve our problem. God, where they have, will come solve your problem. Like, I don't understand. Why did God give us the brain? If God wants to be solving everybody's problem, then the head should be naked. The head should be empty. He gave us something to think about. You've been suffering for long, Africans. What are the things holding you guys from progressing? And you see, there's one post I listened to. The guy was speaking about how Africans are low in IQ. The lowest of all race is Africa in IQ. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Google it. Global IQ. Global IQ. Countries and their IQs. Africans are the lowest. Because our society is so ignorant. We learn from the West. Everybody come on, like, blah, 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 blah. We learn from the West. Every culture from the West. Everything from the West. We don't even have any home-breed culture or idea that we're nurturing as Africans. The home one are subdued. Like, it's nothing. It's African. It's African. Leave it alone. Let's do the West. Everything West. Is China doing the West? China learned from the West. The West actually came there. They were enslaved. Like, China was once poor. Yes. They went through the same phase that we're going through. But our own, we don't just sleep for the face. We're sleeping on the face. We're living through the face now, sir. But when they left China, China had to start working, building, industry, every family having their own industry. Now the world is shipping from China. Ain't that it? India, they were once invaded by UK. The Queen was once there. They left. Look at what India is. India has the highest population in the world. Now they are building. Nigeria, we were once invaded, enslaved, colonized, whatever you can call it. How many years now? We're still battling lights. We're still battling fuel. We're still battling high cost of food. We're still battling this. We're still battling our educational system is dwindling. Is going down. We're still battling health crisis. Our hospitals, our medical professionals are leaving the country. We're still battling everything. Our teachers are not improving, renovating, and innovating themselves. We don't have any forum or platform for innovations. We just stay stuck in the past, and we want innovations to come to trend. We have bright minds in Africa, though, no doubt. But we need to have bright society to work hand in hand with the minds. If you have bright minds and you have ignorant society, trust me, the ignorant society, because society is way more than you, they would conform you. They would conform you, break you down. You start thinking like that. You don't join them. You will now be ignorant as a country. Very important. Very, very important. So what do we do now? What do we do? We still have new generations coming up. They're almost following the same pattern. The government will come to them and say, fuel is 1,000 and everybody will just fold their hands. Why? A country that have oil, we still buy 1 liter of 900 and something. Why would it be 900 and something? It should be like 200 naira. A country that have good soil for planting, we're still buying foreign rice. Tomatoes and onions is still expensive in Nigeria. Why? Why? There's no regulations. We don't have good regulations in Nigeria, in our market systems. Why? So my plea to the government, please look into the regulations. Governors, look into regulations. Regulate. Housing is expensive in Nigeria now. Why? A one-room apartment is almost 1 point something million. Why? We don't have regulations. So people are screaming, there's no money in the society. How would you want someone to make money to pay for a 1 point something million, one bedroom apartment? And when his work, they're paying him 70,000, 100,000. How would he save up to that every year, every 12 months? So you're looking at someone now being inspired to do something negative to make money. And you're blaming the guy for doing something negative to make money, but the society is not regulated. We're not regulated. We need to talk about these things. All right. Anyways, I have to end this because I have to go to another section, and we have to talk about regulations. I think this is a wonderful topic that just came to my mind. Let me write it down. Societal regulations is very important because it's the trigger of all these things we are going through now. They're calling us scammers, they're calling us this, they're calling us that. Scamming said not even start from Nigeria. Scamming started in the US, started in UK, started in India. These are 3 countries that they were. But now you can't, they're still doing it. Every country is still doing it. But they're pointing fingers in Nigeria because everybody's doing it. It's just like a lifestyle now. Would you blame Nigerians? Countries are not regulated. Things are expensive. Families are suffering. They're calling their children, please now try and do anything to make money. We're hungry. And then the child is thinking, if I look for a job, my certificate is not even, I just have BSc. BSc, how much would they pay a BSc holder in Nigerian system? 100,000. What is 100,000 in Nigerian currency right now in Nigerian market? What can 100,000 buy for you? What can 100,000 as a monthly payment? You have to take care of your house, your feeding, your clothing, your family, your own needs, and some other needs like house payment, electricity, this and that. Electricity payment is even, the tariff is going high. There's no regulation. We need to regulate electricity, the market system. The market system has to be broken down in different forms. We need regulation, active regulation, Oga. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, please, we need regulation. We need regulation, active regulation, please. Please. Because when we regulate these prices of things in the society, house rent, housing system, real estate, we regulate markets, we regulate oil and gas system, we regulate all the system, things will be a little bit affordable, then people will not be thinking too much to do negative things to make money. Please, we need that. All right, so we've come to the end of this live segment with DS and Nnamdi. Remember, the topics we covered is a lot. We covered about the current discussions with the US, European Union yesterday, and they'll have a press conference today. We covered on the position of Ukraine. We covered what Russian president and United States president discussed a few days ago. Yes, we covered that angle, and we gave our own opinion and our own suggestion that if a security guarantee wants to be established over there for peace, it has to go on a civil, a different kind of motive, which we said something about it. It has to cover everybody. The international organizations or bodies that are supposed to be looking, the watchdogs, are supposed to be active when countries make allegations. This country, we found out that they are building up nuclear weapon close to our border. We need to, address this. Those international bodies need to swiftly address this issue and not say, okay, because they are afraid of them. So we need to give a balance authority to international bodies, and all countries would agree to obey their rule. So that means the international body like ICC should not just favor the US or favor the European countries and disfavor every person. No, there have to be a different, there have to be a body that is different and unique. And besides, those bodies that covers everything of the world shouldn't be in the US. It should be in the center of the world. I don't know if it's the Atlantic Ocean. There should just be something there. Because if it's the US is like, the US is the one housing it. So obviously now they'll have #1 veto power and everything. But that's by the way, Chef. So we came back home, we spoke about Nigeria, we spoke about what's going on in Africa, we spoke about so many things. So if you want to watch it, don't forget you will enjoy this video. Thank you so much. And hey, don't forget, live a good life. Stay healthy. I'm your host, DS Nnamdi. God bless you.